Teslas are being torched across the country. Dealerships shot up and set on fire.
It began at dawn. In cities across America, Los Angeles, New York, Detroit, Tesla owners gathered outside dealerships. But they didn't come to protest with signs or chants. They came with sledgehammers. One by one, they smashed their own cars. Glass shattered, alarms blared, and the scenes were captured on countless smartphones. By noon, the videos had gone viral, and Tesla's stock had plunged another 18%. This wasn't just a bad day for Tesla. It was the beginning of the end. In just 3 weeks, Tesla, the crown jewel of American innovation, had lost $135 billion in market value. Factories stalled, investors fled, and world leaders openly mocked Elon Musk on live television. And the terrifying truth? This wasn't an accident. Tesla's collapse was a calculated strike, a financial ambush years in the making. This is the story of how tariffs, trade wars, and one man's ego brought down an empire. Chapter 1. The Tariff Trap. March 2025. The White House lawn buzzed with energy. Reporters swarmed, flags flapped in the wind, and President Donald Trump stepped up to the podium, flashing that familiar grin. The announcement was bold: 25% tariffs on Canadian imports and a 10% levy on Mexican energy. He called it a historic move to restore American greatness and bring back the jobs that globalism stole. But while headlines hailed it as a patriotic masterstroke, hidden beneath the red, white, and blue spectacle was a ticking time bomb, and it was wired directly to Tesla. On paper, the EV giant looked invincible, but peel back the hood and its global dependency was clear. Cobalt from Canada, semiconductors from Germany, battery-grade lithium from fragile deals with China. These weren't luxuries. They were the lifeblood of every Model 3 and Cybertruck rolling off the line. Overnight, those essential components became 40% more expensive. Tesla's razor-thin margins evaporated in a blink. Every car suddenly cost thousands more to build. Elon Musk found himself in a no-win scenario: jack up prices and alienate loyal customers, or absorb the costs and bleed cash like a stuck pig. He did both. Neither worked. By mid-April, chaos crept in. Delivery windows ballooned from weeks to months. Factory lines stuttered as key parts trickled in. Finished vehicles sat gathering dust in parking lots, waiting for one chip or one battery cell to complete them. Customers grew impatient. Some went online to vent, canceling pre-orders and taking their money to competitors like BYD and Ford. Tesla wasn't just running out of time, it was running out of trust. And while Wall Street analysts debated supply chain bottlenecks, they missed the bigger picture. Tesla's fall didn't start on the assembly line. It started in a press room in Washington, D.C. But the real fire? That was about to be lit in Ottawa and Brussels. Chapter 2. Europe and Canada's Revenge. If Washington threw the first punch, Canada came back swinging, and they aimed straight for Tesla's ribs. Within weeks, Ottawa scrapped $43 million in EV rebates, pulled Tesla out of its federal charging network, and, perhaps most brutal of all, rerouted its lithium exports to rivals like Volkswagen and BYD. No warning, no negotiations, just cold, calculated retaliation. For Tesla, it was a gut punch. Canada wasn't just another market, it was Tesla's second largest, a key player in both sales and supply. But Europe went nuclear. The EU slammed Tesla with 50% tariffs on all US-made EVs. Subsidies were stripped and handed to European giants like Renault, Peugeot, and Volkswagen. Regulators fast-tracked Tesla's competitors while bogging Elon's expansion plans in red tape. In just 90 days, Tesla's European sales collapsed by 62%. And this wasn't just economic warfare, it was personal. EU leaders openly criticized Musk's cozy ties with Trump. Canadian officials branded him a trade war profiteer. Once celebrated as an innovator, Musk was now seen as a political pawn, and Tesla, collateral damage. It wasn't just markets Tesla was losing, it was allies. Chapter 3. The Consumer Revolt. It started with hashtags #dump Tesla, #Musk betrayal. Then came the dealer protests. In Michigan, UAW workers blockaded a showroom. In Texas, customers demanded refunds. In California, environmentalists burned Tesla flags. By June, U.S. sales were down 22%. Tesla's brand was built on two pillars: progressives who loved its eco-image and tech enthusiasts who worshiped Musk. Now leftists abandoned Tesla over Trump ties, and conservatives blame Musk for job losses. Tesla wasn't a car company anymore. It was a political lightning rod. Chapter 4. Musk's Meltdown. As Tesla burned, Musk went radioactive. He tweeted, "Short sellers deserve to lose everything. Enjoy bankruptcy." 24 hours later, Morgan Stanley dumped $4 billion in Tesla stock, and Elon's net worth dropped $12 billion in a day. In a CNBC interview, Musk sneered at panicked investors, saying, "If you don't like volatility, don't buy Tesla." Chapter 5. The Worker Uprising. In May 2025, at Tesla's flagship plant in Texas, workers walked out after overtime pay was slashed and stock options became worthless. The revolt spread to Nevada, Berlin, and Shanghai. The United Auto Workers, long barred from Tesla, launched full-scale union drives. Their message? Musk gambled with your jobs and lost. Chapter 6. Wall Street's Betrayal. When Tesla's cash reserves dipped below $10 billion, the sharks attacked. Goldman Sachs issued a sell everything alert, and Vanguard liquidated its entire position. In 1 week, $135 billion was gone. Banks cut off Tesla's loans, and suppliers demanded cash up front. Musk begged for a government bailout. The White House said no. Chapter 7. The vultures circle. With Tesla hemorrhaging billions and Musk's empire teetering, the vultures began to circle. Apple made the first move. Rumors spread that Tim Cook had met with Tesla board members in secret, proposing a hostile takeover to acquire Tesla's autonomous software division. The board refused, but barely. Meanwhile, Volkswagen, BYD, and even Ford scavenged Tesla's patents, poached its engineers, and outpaced it in sales. By July, Tesla wasn't leading the EV race anymore. It was limping at the back of the pack. Even SpaceX, once Musk's crown jewel, was distancing itself. NASA froze contracts. Investors whispered about breaking the companies apart. And in the shadows, short sellers like Jim Chanos and Michael Burry were raking in billions. Chapter 8. The Final Straw. It was August 14th, 2025, a day now known as Black Wednesday. Reuters broke the story. Tesla had defaulted on a $2.1 billion loan. Creditors moved in, freezing accounts and demanding immediate repayments. The SEC opened an emergency investigation into insider trading. But what really killed Tesla? A software update. Version 12.8.3 rolled out to 2 million vehicles. Within hours, thousands reported battery drain, system failures, even cars locking drivers inside. One woman in Phoenix passed out in 117-degree heat. Her Model Y had shut down mid-drive. The video went viral. Tesla issued a recall, the largest in EV history. Chapter 9. The Aftermath. By September, Tesla's once bustling gigafactories were ghost towns. Robots powered down, assembly lines frozen mid-movement, thousands laid off. China's BYD overtook Tesla as the world's largest EV maker. The US EV market, now dominated by Ford, Lucid, and foreign upstarts. And Elon? He sold off $8 billion in Tesla stock, bought a private island near New Zealand, and tweeted, "See you on Mars." Regulators moved in. Lawsuits piled up. Shareholders demanded answers. Congress launched hearings titled The Musk Meltdown. But to millions of former Tesla believers, it was too late. The dream had already died. Tesla was more than a car company. It was a symbol of innovation, of risk, of the American tech dream. And that dream became a cautionary tale, not because of one bad quarter or a supply chain glitch, but because of unchecked ego, political games, and a company that thought it was too big to fail. The wreckage of Tesla didn't just reshape the EV market, it redefined how we look at tech, power, and the price of disruption. And maybe, just maybe, it was the fall we needed to see the future more clearly. And just like that, the empire that once revolutionized the road collapsed under its own weight. Tesla's story wasn't just about cars. It was about belief. Belief in a man, in a mission, in a better tomorrow. But when belief replaces accountability, even giants can fall. So the next time someone tells you a company is too big to fail, remember, it only takes one bad update, one unchecked ego, or one brutal reality check to bring the future crashing down. This wasn't science fiction. This was the rise and fall of Tesla, and it could happen again.